Hello viewers, here is a 3-speed oscillating table desk fan. It's the Aloha Breeze or Hello Draft brand. I got this a while ago, probably picked it up at a local tag sale. Haven't gone to a tag sale in quite a few years now because they just don't exist anymore. And I thought it was kind of interesting because it's very compact and low to the table. And most of the oscillation fans are like this one. It's several inches off the table, but this one only an inch or two. I also remember seeing some of these in a classroom sometime around middle school, I think. It might have even been the same classroom that had the two Holmes pedestal fans. And I just remember them being absolutely useless. You know, because these classrooms are pretty good size. And maybe 20 or 30 students. And you put one of these in a corner and, I mean, you're lucky if the person sitting at the edge of the desk array would be able to feel anything. Here's the informations tag. It is from the 2006, probably sold in the summer of 2007. So that is the time I would have been in middle school. The model number is 04249, pulls 36 watts, and unfortunately it was made in the infamous China. Aloha Breeze table fan. Has the switch on the top, which is just a cost-saving measure because I don't have to use as much cord. The oscillation control. There's not a lot of vents on the motor for the air to pass through. Those vents are very, very small, and there's not much for the air to pass through on the front either. There's pretty much nothing open on the top. And I know that it's the thing is on correctly because the handle's up at the top, so it's just the way it is. It's open, I guess, at the bottom for the most part. Another item of interest about this fan is that the blade seems surprisingly substantial. I think 2006, 2007, 2008, there were still some kind of decent fans in that time frame. I think we saw the major decline, you know, like after 2001. Well, actually, it would make sense because you had 2008, all the economical issues, things got even cheaper. There were some decent fans still in the 2000s. I think this is probably one of them. Now, the blade is pretty good. It's got a decent pitch to it. It's relatively stiff. It's a little bit flimsy, but it's relatively tough. And the pitch is definitely there. The hub is pretty big. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad for run-of-the-mill cheap oscillating fan. And I'm sure this was not very expensive at the time. The switch has yellowed. There's a little bit of yellowing on the back of the oscillations thing there, and the knob, so probably sat near a window for quite some time. Interesting how they choose different plastic for different pieces of the fan. Alright, let's go ahead and plug this thing in. We're testing at 100.5 volts. And this is rated in watts. It's supposed to draw 36 watts at full power. So we'll switch the meter over to watts. And let's go ahead and power it on. One of the things I do like about this fan, which is kind of an unusual feature, is that it goes from low to high. So we'll start off on low, which is conveniently the first position on the switch. The balance is not very good on this. can already feel it's significantly out of balance. The clock on the blades is not right either, although I don't think that's the only issue. I think there's a weight issue amongst the blades. You can see how much it's shaking. And maybe I'll try to balance it someday. It's already up to 35 the watts, 0.29 amps, and a power factor of 1. And it's moving nice, gentle breeze. It's very quiet, I'll give it that much. Very, very quiet at this speed. I think for the amount of air it's moving, it's a very, very quiet fan. So I'm pleasantly surprised at how quiet it is. And the airflow is decent. Bear in mind too, this airflow tester is almost twice as long as the other one. Nice gentle breeze at this speed. Still at 35 the watts. Let's go up to medium. The motor does have a pretty significant hum to it. Okay, this is 37 watts. 0.3 amps on the nose and a power factor of 1. It's still pretty quiet. You can hear some wind noise now, but very, very reasonable noise level for the amount of air being moved. Now it's not like Lasco Galaxy translucent blade power, but I think this is probably one of the better fans of the era for sure. The performance is quite reasonable. I can go all the way across the room and still feel plenty of air moving. Okay, let's go to the high. And that is 39 watts, so a few over, but nothing major. .33 amps and a power factor of 0.97. Just went down to 0.96. And the watts is now 30, 38, 39, kind of fluctuating around the tail end. And it's still pretty quiet, even at full speed. It's definitely significantly out of balance, so that may be something to look at again. The tilt adjustment here doesn't go down very far, but it goes back quite a bit. All the way across the room, I still feel a very strong breeze. And it's moving this around with no problem at all. I think it's a pretty decent fan. Okay, let's turn on the oscillations. They're engaged. It's got a nice slow oscillations to it. We can go down to the medium. I don't hear that motor buzz on high, but it's definitely audible on medium and the low. Wonder if a revarnish would fix that. And the low, which of course is the slowest speed. Very quiet and low. But it's still moving a fair bit of air. It definitely needs to be balanced.